Welcome to the client-side security controls and security bypass. In this lesson, we are going to bypass some client-side security coded security mechanisms that will restrict you to do not perform some tasks of your desires. Let me tell you some examples. Like this is the text box in which you need to type the text, or if you type the number, or it will let you type, but it will check for if it is the text or not, like submitting. But in this case, this is the number and text also accepting, but in this case it is accepting number and text as well. Now coming to the read-only text, this is the read-only text in which you will type something. It will not let you type, and if you delete it, it will not also let you do so. So in this case, what we can do is simply bypass the client-side security controls that has been made using JavaScript or HTML tags. So let's see one by one to bypass. Actually, this is from Mutley Day, and actually this is really a valuable and good resource to practice how it works in the real-world applications. Like suppose if you are going to apply for a new credit card from your bank, and most of the banks allows only for more than 18 years of age limits, so you must be more than 18 years, otherwise it will not let you select the age that is less than 18 years. So in that case, what you can do is, if the security or restrictions or the access control is made at client side or restricted at client side using some JavaScript or HTML tags, we can easily bypass. Okay, so let's start. This is read only. I will make it so I will simply right click that and inspect element. It is the Firefox extension. Let's do inspect element. You can also do some search here that really blocks the user inputs or do not let you do or perform some desired actions. So in this case, you can see the page property and the coding series, that is the maximum length 15 and size is also 15. In this case, we will search for the value that is restricting us to input. Okay, this is the main that restrict me to make it to read only, so I will delete this tag entirely and make hit enter. Now let's type, yeah, now you can type here anything of my choice. Okay, now coming to the short text box. So we can increase the short text box. You have already seen in cross-site scripting lesson. So you can see the maximum length and the size. Here at this time I will delete this option and I will make it more to 50 and size will be 50 as well. So you can clearly see the size has been increased at this time. Now move to the other. Okay, the next option is the disabled text box. This is really frustrating sometimes because it is disabled with some fixed text. It will not let you to change some words or some numbers. In this case, we can also make it variable according to our choice. Here you can see this is disabled and the background color is also different. Even I can make the background colors and this is completely white, but still it is disabled. I will delete this tag that is disabled and the security will be removed and the restriction will be removed. Now I can type here. Okay, now coming to the next JavaScript that is secured by the JavaScript. Let's see what is inside. Actually, it will not let you type something at this box. So it is made by the JavaScript validations. Let's see what kind of JavaScript validations are there. So this is the onFocus event that will simply blur that. And coming to the required maximum length. Okay, here this is the same. There's the tricky text box. I will simply delete all these entirely. And let's see if it allows me to type or not. It is still disabled. Okay, let me delete this event. Okay, now it's done. So sometimes it will not let you allow to do or something. The restrictions are made by different codings or some validations by the JavaScript. So this kind of text box, I don't think it will be shown to you, and this is also the similar kind. Now coming to the checkbox, that is really disabled and it will not allow you to select. In this case, we can also perform the same actions. This is the tag that is disabled and the value is 1. I will delete all these and let's see, it is enabled right now. Same thing you can do for this one, and this is the number 1. Okay, now coming to the range that allows to select from 1 to limited range. This can be also tricked to perform simply. I will make it, if you want to change the maximum number, I will change to 10 and the minimum will be 5. In some cases you can see there are numbers that is starting from 1, 2 or 3 or even 10. It will not let you allow to change below predefined number. So in this case we can change for that. And if I will change to text, it will be text and it will be maximum to 10. By this method we can bypass that. Now coming to the real world security and the validations performed by the Facebook. In this case I am selecting this and the password. I will type the password that is something I will not disclose it to you, so obviously. Now I will inspect element and perform some actions here, like changing the type to password. If it is the password, I will change to text and it will display the password I have entered, in this case the gray hat. And if I will change this email value to password, it will be shown like a password. So let me change the type here, that is email. So I will change to password. Now you can see the email is not displayed. So from security points you can make this secure, like someone is making pseudo surfing attacks over your pseudos. So you can make this so that no one can even see the passwords or even the email IDs. Okay, some validations are made using JavaScript or HTML tags before being stopped at the restrictions by the website or the web applications. Simply try to see and try to watch the actions that the web application is performing. Don't stop at that point. Simply right click, inspect element and check for if it is validating through the JavaScript or HTML. If the client side or access control is entirely client side, from my experience, most of the time you will see that the client side controls are made by client side scripting like JavaScript and HTML. So in that case we can bypass, because everything that is from the client side, it is in our hand. We can control that entirely. If it is made by the JavaScript, we can simply disable the JavaScript inside our browser and the JavaScript function will not work, so the restrictions will also be bypassed at the same time. So these are the controls. Next time you go for the real web applications, try for that to bypass the client side access controls.